Happy Thursday. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
Our mystery footy tipper dropped in. Can we say who it is?
Oh, well, that would ruin the magic
So I won't mention Paul Gallen.
of the mystery footy tipper. Yeah, as long as you don't mention Paul Gallen's name, I think we'll be okay.
All right. You brought a beautiful moment from maths to the table between Bronte and Harrison, and how Bronte ushered the most distinct sentence, the most articulate sentence that's ever been said on maths. There wasn't 100%, there wasn't a literally.
Yep.
And Harrison still struggled.
He said it was a wishy-washy answer in a world of wishy-washy.
You delighted us with a tale of a serial vomiter, which was nice.
The SS, the serial spewer. First we had Piddler on the roof, then the poo jogger, now the serial spewer.
Yeah, well, I hate to think where we go down the alphabet from here. And we put Uber surges to the pub test.
Enjoy the podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda
Miss Keller. Amanda.
doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Top of the morning to you, Mrs. Muntz.
How are you, Brendan?
I am great.
That's great.
What'd you get up to last night?
Not much. How about you?
Watched Married at First Sight.
Of
It was
course
dinner
you
party
did. You're
night
back
last
on
night.
now. Back on the...
Dinner party night is interesting. It's always good. There's
What
always
happened?
that's when the wine gets thrown and the truth gets told.
And what about what happened on the telly?
Harrison. We've been talking about the Ballad of Harrison and Bronte.
Now, remind me.
Harrison is the one who is so hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Girls give him his phone number.
Women ask for his number, but he says, no.
I'm a gentleman.
I'm married. Respect the sanctity of my marriage. I'll take your number,
Yeah.
but I will not give you my number.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Harrison and Bronte. I thought they were going to be Paul Newman and his Joanne Woodward, his wife. I thought they were going to last forever.
What's happened?
Well, last night on the show, Bronte was trying to explain what she wants out of the relationship.
What do you want me to say? I don't know how many times I could have said it in 5 different languages to you that I'm in this relationship, that I wasn't going anywhere, that I'm willing to move to Sydney. How much more clear could I have been, Harrison?
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wishy-washy
That's the
answer.
most straightforward sentence I've ever heard on
Hang on,
maths.
maybe she should be more direct. What is Bronte saying?
I don't know how many times I could have said it in 5 different languages to you that I'm in this relationship, that I wasn't going anywhere, that I'm willing to move to Sydney. How much more clear could I have been, Harrison?
I think she could be clearer. I really think she could be clearer.
What's his issue?
I think he just wants Instagram likes.
Yeah, that's a wishy-washy response, Brendan.
That is.
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm
It
sorry.
is. It is.
Come on.
You can do better than that.
Come on. Action-packed show today. TikTok Tucker makes its return.
We've got footy tips.
Mystery footy tipper.
tipper.
Yeah. Good friend of the show, our mystery footy tipper. And we can't do anything till we do the Magnificent Seven.
Question 1. What type of race is the Tour de France?
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
We have the Magnificent Seven for you. 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, our special quizmaster, Harrison from Married at First Sight will say...
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
Even if you give the most salient, succinct, correct answer, that's what you'll hear.
You have been warned. Vicky is in Old Toon Gabby.
Hi, Vicky.
Good morning. Hi, Jonesy, Amanda.
Hello. You sound
Great.
like chirpy for this time of day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on holiday, so
Oh, are you? You're up this early even though you're on holidays.
yeah, just to listen to you guys.
Oh, I can hear you making a cup of tea. It all
Doing your
sounds
business.
lovely.
That's great. Your ablutions.
Oh, well, let's not hear the ablutions.
I think ablutions is just getting ready for the day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
it's not toilet ablutions.
No, I don't think so.
Question 1. What type of race is the Tour de France?
It's cycling.
It is
Yeah.
indeed.
Cycling race.
Which astronomer is called out in Bohemian Rhapsody? Not for poor behaviour, like Harrison on Married at First Sight, but called out, shouted out in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah, I know this.
Vicky.
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
It is.
Vicky. Enjoy your holiday.
I agree with Harrison, but she is on holidays, mate, so give her a break. David's in Camden.
Hello, David.
Hello.
Which astronomer is called out in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Galileo.
Yes.
Galileo.
Question 3. Let's play Reverse It.
Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
What song is being played in reverse, David?
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's the work of the devil. What song is it?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
It's true.
Very dramatic. We need to know what that song is playing in reverse. We're going to have to hear it one more time. Let's do it. It's like when you're driving and the window's down a little bit.
Okay.
That sort of organ line in it might be the giveaway that you can hear in the background there.
13 WSFM. Well, he does know his way around an organ.
Jam Nation.
For into the Magnificent Seven, we find ourselves at question 3.
Oh, it's a shocker. We're doing Reverse It.
Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Do we have to play it again?
Yeah,
It really disturbs my equilibrium.
Dingo needs to know.
All right, what song are we playing backwards?
I think that will do. Dingo is in Parramatta. Hello, Dingo.
How you going, guys?
Doing all right.
What's the song, Dingo?
You'd be getting amongst it with the Crocodile Rock.
Yes. That's better.
Still makes me sick.
Question 4 is multiple choice. What is a single strand of spaghetti called? Is it A, spaghetto, B, spaghettette, C, spaghettelle?
B, spaghetti.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. Sorry,
That's a
Dingo.
wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
Wow. Harrison's harsh.
Harrison from Married at First Sight's gone, you dingo. You'll have to take it up with him. Adrian's in Chiswick.
Hi, Adrian.
Morning, Josie, Amanda. How are we?
Very well. A single strand of spaghetti. Is it called spaghetto or spaghettelle?
Spaghetto.
It is spaghetto.
What was the name of the high school in Greece?
Junior high school.
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
You've got to be a bit more specific than that, I'm afraid.
Ian is in Ambervale.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, guys. How you going today?
Very well. Do you
Doing
know
well.
the name of the high school in Greece, although they all seemed about 48 years old? What was the name of the high school?
Sorry, from Greece, did you say?
Yeah.
Rydell High.
It was
Yes.
Rydell High.
A Carolina Reaper is a what?
If you'd had one
that
of
would be
these, you'd
a
know
chili.
it. It's
A
a
chili.
chili. It's the world's hottest chili. That's right. Question 7. Chaos around Sydney yesterday due to what mode of public transport shutting down?
The good old choo-choo train.
It was
Yeah.
the trains. Were you caught up in it, Ian?
Fortunately not.
No.
If anyone did have a terrible day, thanks
Maybe we
to
should
all
do
that
something with this on the
meltdown,
show. Just how did you work it out? Because just see the
give
Uber
us a
price
call.
surge
The
thing.
Uber's terrible, but I keep
nuts.
thinking, how do people pick up their kids from daycare, from school? How do you work your life when the train stations, I saw it in North Sydney, they just closed the barriers, they brought down the shutters, and people said, well, what do we do now?
Yeah, what happens?
If you had a terrible day, give us a call or hear your story.
Congratulations to you, Ian. You've won the jam pack. It's all coming your way. $200 to spend at Christopher Hanna Hairdressers, Sydney's best premium hairstylist and colourist. In-season passes for you and 3 friends to the film Living, starring Bill Nye, in cinemas from March 16. And Josie Amanda character choose fit to colour and some staler pencils. Anything you would like to add, Ian?
No, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show, and enjoy the rest of your morning.
Aren't you lovely?
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
No. Oh,
Harrison.
Ian has answered
Ian
correctly.
has been very succinct and pay no heed to
I'm
him.
sorry, Harrison.
It's outrageous.
So if you do want to call us, it's 13 WSFM.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Get up, ladybugs.
It's way too early for this guy.
No rest for the wicked.
All right, I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. Oh, You may not know this, but on this day in 1997, Notorious B.I.G. was gunned down and killed as he left a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it was around that time of Tupac. Remember Tupac
around
got
the
shot?
same time.
Around that time.
He was pronounced dead on arrival at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, 24 years old.
Young.
The Sunday following his murder, an extraordinary funeral took place. For his funeral procession, 8 stretch limousines and about 30 flowered cars drove past in a JFK-worthy cavalcade of mourners. One mourner said everyone who was home at the time was probably hanging out of their windows. There were people standing on cars, on fire escapes. I could see people on rooftops. People had climbed up traffic poles. I remember seeing people crying in the streets, consoling each other. This was a shared collective somberness I don't think I'd ever experienced growing up in New York City before. It was this moving public display of emotion that was very touching. Should we do it, Brendan?
What, you're going to play Notorious B.I.G.?
Mo money, mo problem.
You're going to play Mo money, mo problem?
Here it is.
It's just crazy, man.
Live with it, man. Get with it.
Jam Nation.
How are you feeling right now?
What do you mean?
I've got a tail that's a little bit eek.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, are we dialing up the ick factor?
Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, but it's a bit ick.
You're going to tell me anyway, aren't you?
Do you want to know the story?
Yeah, of course I do.
I got home, took off my motorcycle boot, and there was a cockroach still alive on the top of my foot.
Between the sock and the boot?
No, on top of my sock, but in between the boot and the sock and the foot.
Yeah, but it wasn't foot cockroach sock boot. It was foot sock cockroach boot.
Yeah. Yes.
Alive,
still going.
Big one of those big ones?
It was a fair size, that big.
Oh, come on, it's not that big.
That big?
You're pointing at something that's the size of an eraser.
It'd be the size of an eraser, easily. So, and I looked at this cockroach. It's quite amazing. It travelled with me to work in my boot on my motorcycle. It did the radio show with you yesterday. It
Thought you were better than normal.
Sat in a meeting after the show, sat through my compliance training. Did you know here at this station they've got this compliance training and they've got this induction training?
You didn't do that.
I've been here for 20 years and now I'm doing this induction training. So I sat through that. I'm just going, on the computer. It sat through all of that. And then the ride all the way home.
And when the boot came off, it said, oh, thank God.
Yeah, it came, there it was, just sitting on the top of my foot.
It said, I've had a hell of a day.
And then
Did you release it?
Oh. Well, you know.
You didn't just release him. He deserved release.
Well, he's gone into the sewage system. He's on a whole new world now. It's great.
My dad once, living in Brisbane, he left his shoes outside.
Hang on, are we going to do this now? We're going to open up ick stories.
Well, just let me share an ick story.
Okay.
Dad was working, at the time he was running a cafe, I think. And so
What was that cafe called, just out of curiosity?
Coffee Corner with 2 Ks. Oh. You know I don't like it.
And your mum didn't like cute spelling?
Neither did I. And I don't think Dad did either. He inherited it.
Oh, okay. You can't change the name.
It's part of a shopping centre. So this is Dad had a life as a finance manager and then decided to buy into a business. And he had to run it himself.
Coffee Corner.
Yeah. Should have called it Keller's Coffee Corner.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
The KKK.
Why the K not? So he puts his shoes on in the morning, goes about his day. As he gets home, he thinks, that odour eater, presumably my shoe isn't sitting very comfortably. He'd put his foot on a mouse that morning, squashed it flat, and wore it all day. There was blood and guts because it was dead through his sock and his shoe. And he didn't notice until the end of the day.
So he's working at the KKK.
Yeah. He wasn't a member of the KKK. Maybe that's why he didn't call it Keller's Coffee Corner.
No, that would be bad.
Bring your own sheets.
So he's working all day at KKK.
All day, serving food, doing all of that. And people must have looked at him wondering what the odour was.
Oh, you win. You win.
He didn't flush that down the loo.
A live cockroach in the boot definitely doesn't win against a squash mouse in your dad's shoe.
I love that country song.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad tucker, though.
Fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
It's TikTok Tucker. This is where we make recipes from TikTok.
I realise that I've dressed inappropriately for TikTok Tucker. I've got big, billowy clown sleeves.
You do. Inappropriate sleeves.
Let me tuck them in.
What happens when you go to the facilities
Don't ask.
with those sleeves?
Well, now you mention
Goodness
it.
me.
Okay, so what we're going to make today?
It's like you're in a Sonny and Cher show from the 70s.
Sonny did like to be flamboyant, didn't he? Well, now what we're going to do today
Yes.
is a product that you can buy in the shops. It's a brownie mix,
No.
but with a difference. And that's why people are going to TikTok to try it, because it sounds so unusual.
So this is a proper product.
Yes. It's, Greens, who do a whole lot of cake mixes and
I'm aware of the Greens
brownies
people.
and cupcakes.
Are we in a collab with Greens?
No, we're just going to try it because I've seen people on TikTok give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Vegemite choc chunk brownie.
Duh. You know what? Just stop putting Vegemite in everything.
Well, I reckon it might be okay. I might cut the sweetness. Bit of salt, because it's nice, when you have choc chip biscuits and stuff, a touch of salt. So let's see. Pretty simple ingredients. First of all, excuse me, I cough up a lung.
Okay.
We pop the brownie mix, which I've got here, into a bowl. Into a bowl. Let's shake that out into the bowl. There we go. And now I have to crack 2 eggs. I've got to crack it big time. You ready?
So the first time you've cracked it in this kitchen?
There we go. It's true. 1 egg goes in. I know you're hoping I'll make a mistake, Brenda, but that egg went in perfectly. And so has this second one. What a shame for you.
And you're going to whisk that up?
I will. But first I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Now, this is the bit
You've already melted that butter.
I pre-melted the butter. And now we mix and mix and mix and mix. Can you hear that being mixed?
Do you need a beater?
I don't think so. You can do it by hand because you don't want to overmix these things because then the flour gets a bit, dry. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what people tend to say, is that it gets a bit rubbery. Isn't it rubbery?
It looks dry.
Okay. Would you want to mix this because I'm bored already? This is the bit I hate doing of a cake. Okay. I'm mixing. And look, I better keep going because we do have to do it. This isn't. Here's one I prepared
you never
earlier.
heard Gabriel Gatteau whinge like this?
No. Well, he did it in French when he said merde. We didn't know what he was saying. This bit's merde.
Is merde a swear word?
Yes. We now know. Okay, look, do you think that's close
Apologies to
enough?
our French listeners today.
Yes. Do you think that's enough?
Keep going. You've got some stuff on the sides.
Yeah, well, I'm getting the bits off the side. Okay, that's enough.
Don't get it on your sleeves
Now-
because people will think that's a bit of situation.
Quite right. Now, I have got one of... Normally you'd use a baking tin.
Yep.
We've got one of these alfoil things, and so I've had to put some baking paper that's been buttered
Yep,
into
you've greased it.
That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, now I pour this in. Oh, I don't like doing this bit either. I'm not good at palaver. I love baking, but I don't like the palaver of it.
Well, I would dare say to you that there is a lot of palaver in baking.
There is, but anyway, look, what we do, we're scraping it out of the bowl. Don't look at your watch. I'm going as fast as I can.
You're dicking around.
Well, this is what baking is. It's dicking around, Brendan. If you want TikTok Tucker, you dick around Sue. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
So that's all there. Now, what we do is we
You
spread...
missed a little bit there.
I did right. We spread that evenly, and I don't like doing this bit either, over the base. Oh, this looks like a plop.
Yeah, let me hold that.
You hold the paper
You're making
still.
a meal of it.
So we anyway, that'll do. This, it doesn't look great. But this is a Vegemite choc chip, I think, is it?
Yep.
Choc chip brownie mix. It's chop chunk. Not chops. There's no chops. Choc. That'll do. What do you think? I can't flatten that out anymore.
It looks dreadful.
It does. I'm going to put that in the oven. And we'll...
Let me open your oven up.
Thank you. That goes in there.
Oh, careful. What are you doing?
Oh,
Jesus,
come on.
what have you done?
I'm over it. And we bake that.
You don't see this at Michelle's Patisserie,
No,
do
you don't really, do you?
I'm over it.
We bake that for 30 to 35
Right.
minutes. Then we let it cool. Then we slice it. And then we enjoy it. That's what it says on the recipe, enjoy.
Well, that sounds great.
Vegemite choc chunk brownies coming up in half an hour.
We better get back to the studio because Instagram is coming up right after Sean's news. If you would like to play 13 WSFM, yesterday we gave away $2,000.
Jam Nation.
We're doing a gram right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. If you get all the questions right, you win $1,000. But wait, there's more. If you get 10 questions correct, you can double your $1,000 with just one more question. Get it right, you win $2,000. Get it wrong, you get nothing. John rolled the dice yesterday and got $2,000.
It can happen. Will it happen again right here, right now?
Kelly's in Epping.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you going?
Very well. Okay, Kelly, it's all about to happen here.
Amanda and I were just running through the questions because we would never put you through anything that we wouldn't put ourselves through. And these questions, they are so easy.
See, that we all know it doesn't work that way.
You
What's
could
easy
scoop
for you
your brain out of your
may
head
not be easy
and
for
go on
someone
Married
else.
at First Sight and still answer these questions, and you would win.
Well, let's see.
I would never go on that show.
Well, see, you're ahead
Kelly,
of the game
you're an intelligent
already.
woman. That's why you're going to win this.
So we've got 10 questions, Kelly, 60 seconds. If you're really not sure, say pass as often as you like and we'll come back, because if you're wrong, you get buzzed out. Okay, you ready?
Sure. Okay, yeah.
Here we go. Good luck, Kelly. Question 1. Brioche, ciabatta, sourdough are types of what?
Bread.
Question 2. Name the small device used to move the cursor around on a computer screen.
Mouse.
Question 3. James Tedesco is the captain of which Sydney NRL team?
Pass.
Question 4. Traditionally, how long is an Olympic swimming pool?
50 metres.
Question 5. The line, May the Force be with you, is from which movie franchise?
Star Wars.
Question 6. Cold Rock sells what?
Ice cream.
Question 7. The cry of a dog is known as what?
A wolf.
We're looking for a howl or a bark. The cry of a dog is known as what? Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry. And James Tedesco is the captain of the Roosters. But $100 for you, Kelly, for your groceries this week, and I'm sorry it didn't work out for you.
And you don't have to go on Married at First Sight, okay, Kelly?
Excellent.
That's the best consolation prize of all.
Wow, I thought you were going to do that. I thought it was going to happen.
See, what's easy for some isn't for others, Brendan.
Jam Nation.
What about yesterday?
What a mess. Thousands of evening commuters stranded at train stations for hours. A network-wide shutdown that affected not just city services, the entire Sydney train network. So city, suburban, regional, Newcastle, Wollongong, the Blue Mountains. One glitch did all of that. And the outage only lasted for over an hour. But the schmozzle that ensued took hours and hours and hours to fix up.
It was all because of the DTRS, or the Digital Train Radio System.
Wow, what a mess, though. And I just was watching the news last night and thinking, what if you have a child in daycare? What if your child is a school child travelling on the train to come home, and you've got hours to kill in the city until you can actually get a bus to head home or a train? What do you do if you live in the Blue Mountains?
Yeah.
Oh, I just feel filled with angst for everyone.
And then Uber thought they'd help out with their surging prices.
We'll get to that in the pub test.
To get to the city to Miranda, $275.
Wow.
I'd walk it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. There's no way I'd be paying them that.
Well, what was your story yesterday? Tales of the public transport yesterday. How did you manage it? The whole city just came to a standstill.
But there's nothing worse when you're standing in the platform at a train station and you hear something like this.
Due to a network-wide communications outage, all services are currently being delayed alongside platforms.
And you can't understand a word they're saying.
No, and I saw just footage of North Sydney Station with the big metal shutters just bang came down, and everyone just on the pavement out the front going, well, what happens now? We can't fit on the buses. What happens now?
How do you think we compare to around the world? You've travelled the world. In Sydney, do you think we have a lot of train breakdowns compared to, say, New York or over in Italy?
I don't know, but we're trying to we're urged to take public transport in places like London, New York and Italy. the train services are so efficient and everyone lives near a train stop.
Yeah.
We're not like that in Australia. So people are trying to make this system work.
Yeah.
But and bad timing for the government, just a couple of weeks before an election.
But you look at, like, say, Greece, for example, they had a terrible train accident just recently with lots of people that have died.
We shouldn't have to compare ourselves to other countries to say that this is hard.
With infrastructure around the world, I'm always curious, how do we rate compared to other countries?
Don't know. But I bet when you're in the midst of it yesterday, all you wanted to do was get home. I saw some man on the news saying it was his wife's birthday party. He was missing the whole thing. So many people would have been stymied yesterday, not just trying to get home, but the things you missed, the things your kids you couldn't pick up, all that stuff. I just found it so anxious for everyone.
Let's commiserate about it. The Tribal Drummers beating Tales of Public Transport yesterday.
Attention all passengers, piss off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, how did it go for you yesterday? Give us a call.
13 WSFM. If you're a man of the match, what about this? We can compensate you in some way. A double pass to see Rod Stewart, The Hits, at a day on the Green Barrel on April 2. You can get tickets from Ticketmaster, but you can call us. 13 WSFM.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
Hello there. The Tribal Drummers beating Tales of Public Transport yesterday.
Attention all passengers, piss off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Chantel has joined us.
Hi, Chantel. How did you get on?
Well, look, getting to work is an adventure for me on any day because I have a roughly 2-hour commute. I'm about 30 minutes from my closest train station and about 45 minutes to the closest metro. I should have been on a bus and a train yesterday because my car's out of action, kind of. But lucky for me, I guess, I missed my alarm and the train on the Western line. So I had to drive my dodgy car out to the metro, get into work that way. So lucky for me, I was late and ended up being on the metro on the North Shore line. And look, I heard about the chaos, jumped out of work relatively early, stood in lines, waited on the North Shore line to get back to the metro and back to my car. Meanwhile, I've got employees ringing me saying that they couldn't get home. 3 of my employees were stuck in bus lines. One was stuck for 2 hours in a bus line, gave up, ended up just getting back onto the Wynyard platform and waited there for another hour for her train.
Yeah.
My best friend was stuck waiting to get to the Blue Mountains, and she waited at Central for 3 hours for a Blue Mountains line. Look, it only took me about 3.5 hours to get home compared to my best friend who took about 4 hours to get home. So.
Wow.
And people wouldn't have had seats on the platforms or any of that, and the toilets, all that stuff.
The toilet, that's the situation, isn't it?
So hard.
That's the problem, isn't it? You know, that is the problem.
Thanks, Chantel. Yeah. We're going to take more of your calls.
Because I wonder what an Uber would have cost to get to Bowen Mountain from the city. A fortune.
Jam Nation.
The Tribal Drummers beating Tales of Public Transport yesterday.
What a mess.
Attention all passengers, piss off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hello, Lily. How did you get home?
Well, it was actually my son's girlfriend. She left at 5:30 yesterday. She ended up having to catch 2 buses and an Uber home to Sylvania. She normally it took her about 2 hours to get home instead of about 40 minutes last night.
Yeah, and
what did the Uber cost?
I think it's what she was saying when I spoke to her on the phone, about $50.
Oh, that's
it doesn't normally cost her that much.
Oh, but where was she going from?
From the bus stop to it would have been about a 10-minute drive away.
Right, yeah.
And was she stressed getting home? Did she have things that were waiting for her? Did she have to have dinner on or stuff like that?
Well, her grandparents were waiting for her. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They had dinner together. So she wasn't too impressed.
No, it's tough, isn't it? Thanks, Lily.
Julie's in Oyster Bay. Hello,
Hi.
Julie.
Yes, I picked the wrong day to go into the city for high tea yesterday. I hadn't done that with a friend for 18 months and got to Town Hall Station at 3:30 and then the station was closed. So then they said, get a light rail. So eventually a light rail came to Central, and then at Central the station was all closed and the police were there and they said, get a bus to Cogra. So I thought I'll try that, but the bus never turned up. people nearly were getting hit by buses because they were standing in the road. So when the bus came, they could get on first. And then the station eventually reopened, so I got on the train at nearly 5 and got home at 6 instead of 4.
Wow.
And what a relaxing afternoon having a high tea with your friend. How were people coping, Julie, in the lines and things? Because there'd be a lot of frenetic people who had big reasons to get home as soon as they could with kids and parents to look after, all kinds of stuff.
People were really well behaved, except for some tradies who were swearing, looked like they'd done a hard day, and every second word was the F word. But I met a lady at Town Hall Station who asked me to explain the announcement. She was from Chile studying English here, and she couldn't understand how they'd said the announcement, but she had to go to Penrith, and I thought, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, well, the announcement, you don't have to be Chilean to try and decipher this.
Please note, due to a network-wide communications outage, all services are currently being delayed alongside platforms.
What?
What a mess. We'll take more of your calls after the news.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Soundcheck.
Testing. This is it, folks. Over the top.
Well, yesterday it was a nightmare on our train network. Commuters have been warned again today a major network outage will ground Sydney trains to a halt, which could lead to more delays this morning.
Well, it took ages. The outage only lasted an hour or so, but the after effects went to the early hours of the morning and, as you say, may still be impacting people today. What a mess. So the city, the suburbs, our regions, Newcastle, Wollongong, Blue Mountains, all faced crippling delays. It must have been horrendous yesterday afternoon trying to get home from work.
The Tribal Drummers beating tales of public transport yesterday.
Attention all passengers. Piss off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Amber's in East Lakes.
How was it for you, Amber?
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. Well, I was a victim by proxy because I don't even catch the train, but I left work at 4:15 from Redfern to go and collect my kids from school and after-school care in Waverley and Clovelly, to drive back home to East Lakes, to then get a phone call from my dad saying, I can only get a train to Redfern, come and collect me. So I had to drive all the way back to Redfern. So I left work at 4:15 and I got home at 7.
And hungry kids in the back who needed to use the toilet. I would have needed to use the toilet. And so the roads were a mess as well, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
Good on you, Amber.
Hi, Jody. How was it for you yesterday?
Morning, Jonesy. Morning, Amanda. How are you going today?
Very well. How about you?
Oh, today's a better day. I'm driving. I'm not chancing it. Absolutely, I'm not chancing it. Hey, I'm really lucky. I work for Uniting New South Wales ACT in Pitt Street, Sydney. They provide cradle to end-of-life care and social justice right across the entire spectrum. Greatest people on the planet. Big shout-out to the mob. Hope they all got home safe. But I wandered up to my regular bus at the corner of Clarence and King, the 616X that heads out to Kellyville Ridge, and I had absolutely no idea there was a problem. So I actually got the second last seat in the bus. I thought, geez, this bus is pretty crowded. But when we pulled up at Wynyard, there was a massive surge onto the bus. The driver was screaming at people to stop and get off, and he couldn't take the people, and it turned into a sardine can. We got onto the M2 and there was some sort of incident. It was the most horrifically aggressive drive home. No doubt the driver was off his tree with the pressure of what was going on. But I've got to tell you, he's hit the brakes, and 5 bodies, I'm not joking, flew through the air. One lady fell in front of me and slammed her head clear into the floor. And I saw the greatest kindness and generosity of people around, getting up, moving around, making sure all of her belongings were given back to her, making sure that she was okay, providing her a seat. And then the lady, in great Australian tradition, said, oh, and people said that adults can't make friends. So, it was absolutely dreadful.
And in the heat?
People were telling me that they were 83 minutes waiting for that bus.
Oh, wow.
And in the heat, all packed in like sardines like that. What a mess. Yes, we've got Dominic Perrottet on the show tomorrow. But it's bad time.
Questions?
Yeah, bad time to have a meltdown on our trains.
Something else that was going on at that time was the Uber surcharges, and Uber are defending their surcharges. They're surging, as they like to call it, or gouging, as others might like to call it. We'll put that to the pub test, and our mystery footy tipper joining us as well.
Jam Nation.
Down to the Jonesy Amanda Arms for the pub test. Uber surcharges, do they pass the pub test?
Well, let's start with what Uber says about how its surging works. They say there are times when people are requesting rides where there aren't enough cars on the road to take them all. So it might be bad weather, rush hour, special events like we had yesterday. Can cause large numbers of people to want to request a ride at the same time. In these cases of very high demand, prices may increase to help ensure that all those who need a ride can get one. I don't understand what that means. The system is called surge pricing, and it lets the Uber app continue to be a reliable choice, it says, and the app lets riders know. Yesterday, for example, in that mess, to get from Surrey Hills to Miranda was $250. Normally it's $70. Ooh. That's an example of, in this crisis, how the prices went up. You know, it's called price surging, but we also have something that's illegal, which is called price gouging. And so even that's in there, if it's in the Uber charter, you still have to fill underneath our Commonwealth laws. You still have to fit underneath our laws, which is price gouging. So I don't know how they get away with it on a day like that.
They both end with ing.
Yeah.
But then,
but maybe you're an Uber driver and you normally would be sitting at home, but you've been called in and they want you quick, all hands on deck.
But as they say, when there are many people requesting rides, so the system is overloaded, so there's not as many cars to go around, so that means you're going to pay a premium for that. So in a way, that's just good business, isn't it, really?
That's a very interesting question. It is good business, and maybe you're an Uber driver and this makes up for all the times when the business isn't good. How do you feel?
But do the Uber drivers get that extra money? I don't think...
they'd have to. It wouldn't just go to Uber, surely.
I'm pretty sure that... I don't think the Uber drivers benefit out of it.
Really?
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure that...
We'd like to know.
That'd be good to know.
All right, we're putting it to the pub test. These Uber surcharges, do they pass the pub test?
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I like football. He likes football. She likes football. We all love rugby.
It's round 2 of the NRL. Our last mystery footy tipper was Chris Minns, the Labor leader.
He got 4 out of 8.
Is that important for the election that's coming up?
Are you saying half-assed?
No,
he
I'm
wants
not
to go
like
full-assed.
Today, our mystery footy tipper is kind of a big deal. He's a huge big deal in NRL. When you think of NRL, you think of this man because he played literally 1 billion games.
Literally a billion?
1 billion games.
You're using literally like they do in maths.
Literally for 1 billion games. He's a state of origin legend, and we like nothing more than when he'd stick it up the Queenslanders. I saw him the other day just beating the streets, running along. It's none other than Paul Gallen.
Here we go. Oh! That's massive right hand for Paul Gallen. Paul Gallen scores for Cronulla. Paul Gallen has made it look so easy. Paul Gallen's doing amazing. Gallen to the line.
We're on the G train.
He makes people shout, doesn't he?
Here he
Paul
is.
Gallen, hello.
Hey, guys.
How are you, mate? It was good to see you running on the streets the other day. Just ran past my house. There's nothing more special than seeing you run past my house.
Seeing him in the wild.
Seeing G-Train in the wild.
Yeah, you're going for a walk, so it's good to see we're both doing our exercise. But because I've got to say, I got 3 out of 8 last week, so listening to me, I'm not sure I'll listen to me. I'm in the bottom tier of our tipping competition at work and haven't started well at all.
I bet you tipped the Roosters over the Dolphins. Do you think anyone could have beaten the Dolphins last week? Was it a particularly bad game for the Roosters?
Look, the Roosters never started the year that well, and when you're thinking about a Wayne Bennett coach side, they very simple philosophy and game plan. They complete their sets. They have a high completion rate, which they completed over 80%, and they tackle well, which they did last week. So they're always going to be in the game. I didn't think they'd win, but they obviously won, not convincingly, but they got the job done. And I'm going to say, they can probably do it again this week. I'm going to tip them this week, so let's see what happens there.
Okay, well, let's get to Penrith and South Sydney. Latrell Mitchell's been doing a bit of trash talking, but at the same time he said he's just stirring up the Penrith side.
Oh, absolutely is. I think it's great for the game. We're talking about it, so I think it's only positive. And look, I'm going to go with Latrell. I'm going to tip the Bunnies.
Okay, then we've got Parramatta and Cronulla. I wonder which one you'll tip here, Gal.
Well, obviously I'm a Sharky, so I'm sticking with the Sharkies without a doubt. I think they can get the job done.
Okay, Queensland, North Queensland versus Brisbane.
This is a hard one. This is a real tough one. The local derby, I know they're a long way apart, but these are local derby from Queensland. Look, I'm going to tip. I don't know this one. I'm going to go the Broncos. I think the Broncos started well last week. Obviously, they get a lot of confidence out of beating Penrith, and I'm going to tip the Broncos with no confidence.
Well, Adam Reynolds was on fire last week, wasn't he?
Oh, he was outstanding. Yeah, he was great. So his kicking game was unreal last week. Payne Haas was, I think, the best try on the field. I loved his work rate and what he did on the field. He was outstanding. But the way Adam Reynolds controlled the game with his kicking game last week, particularly when it started raining, was wonderful. That's exactly what they brought him to the club for. And if he can do that again this week, I think they can just get home.
All right. How about the Roosters and the Warriors?
Well, sure, the Roosters can hit back this week. I think they get the job done there.
Okay, You've gone Dolphins over Canberra. What about Melbourne versus Canterbury?
Yeah, Dolphins over Canberra. I just think that, look, the first game at their new home ground is going to be a sold-out, packed stadium there, so I think they'll be able to perform again. They'll be full of emotion, and fingers crossed it doesn't tire them out. They can get the job done. So I'm going to go the Dolphins with not a lot of confidence, and the Storm, I think they get the job done over the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, they're really struggling for front rows at the moment. They got one of their players had an ankle reconstruction last week. He's out for the season, I'm pretty sure. Tavita Pangai Jr. is still out with a calf problem. So I think they lack big man up front, and I think Melbourne will get the job done.
But Josh Adokar's got a new hairstyle, so possibly that might scare people away.
Yeah, well, hopefully for him. I mean, he had a great year last year. He was left out of the Origin side. We all know that. He was then picked to play for Australia. So, look, he had a fantastic year. But I still think in rugby league, it's a simple mindset, a simple philosophy. You've got to go forward before you go wide. So unless you can go forward and make some metres through the middle, it's very, very tough to go wide. And I just think without big man up front, they're going to struggle, the Dogs, for a few more weeks.
All right. How about the Tigers and Newcastle?
The Tigers were the most disappointing side for me last week. They played outstanding in the last trial games, with 30-odd points against the Canberra Raiders in the last trial. Then last week had an enormous amount of football on the try line. The ball, you couldn't get the ball in better field position, and they couldn't do anything with it, couldn't score a point. So I'm going to go the Knights. The Knights were disappointing last week also. They also lost, but I'm going to go the Knights. A game with no confidence, but I just think the Tigers are in all sorts. I think they're really going to struggle again this year.
And St George Illawarra versus the Gold Coast to wrap up the round.
Yeah, this is another hard one. I'm going to go to the Gold Coast on what they did last week, and also it's the Dragons' first game. They're going to be a little bit rusty. They haven't played since the Charity Shield. Now, the Charity Shield, they were terrible. Yeah. They were absolutely awful, and I'm not sure they can turn it around. Look, they would love to have played the next day. They were that bad in the Charity Shield, but unfortunately they didn't. They had to wait a few weeks, and I think the Titans get the job done. I think the Dragons are in for a long year. I've tipped them to get the wooden spoon. That may have been a little bit of wishful thinking because I'm not a Dragons fan, but I'm not sure they may not get the spoon, but I think they'll be down the bottom 2 or 3 without a doubt. And I think the Titans get the job done this week.
There it is. G-Train, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll look out for you on the telly.
I hope I get more than 3 out of 8.
Good luck.
Good luck, mate. See you on the streets running around. Panthers versus Rabbitohs is live and free tonight, by the way, 7:30 on Channel 9 and 9 Now.
Jam Nation. We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy to Manor Arms for the pub test. Frantic Sydney-siders were being charged hundreds of dollars in fees for short journeys amid chaos on the city's train network in the afternoon. The pub test today, Uber surcharges. Do they pass the pub test?
Well,
defenders of it say Uber's got to make a living. This is where they make their living.
It's also called price gouging on a day like that. So we put it to the pub test. What do you think, Uber surcharges? Do they pass the pub test?
Well, as a driver, they do pass the pub test. That's when we make most of our money. Instead of sitting at home and doing nothing, we get out there because you can make that extra little bit of money.
No, they don't pass the pub test because I rely on taxis and all that, and I get half price in the taxis.
Yeah, I think they do. Look, at the end of the day, if people are dumb enough to use Uber, then they're dumb enough to pay the Uber dumb tax, which is the surge pricing.
I can see why you'd want to motivate people to get back on shift, but there should be a cap on it. 150% of normal rates, I reckon.
I actually got a friend of mine who was going to be charged $120 from Parramatta to the domestic airport. He called me, he gave me the $120. So Uber missed out there.
I think so, yes. I drive Uber. I've
feel that if we're going to get out on the road and do a service, I think the surge needs to apply, but probably not to the extent that it was at yesterday.
Yes, I think they do. I just wanted to clear up a few things. There's no one pushing a button to actually increase the price to a surge. It's all done through an algorithm, and the Uber computer system looks at an area and says there's a lot of people wanting an Uber, so they put a surge on to attract drivers into that area to try and clear the backlog. The only way they can do that is to offer more money. If we see a surge area, we can move into that area and try and make the most of getting an extra fare. The Uber driver does get the extra fare. Whatever the fare is, Uber takes 27.5%, and all the rest of the money goes to the driver. So, yes, I think it does pass the test.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I didn't know that. That makes
well explained.
You know, we'd start our own little gypsy cab business. Or what about on my motorbike? I'm riding along. I see someone on the side of the road. I say, you know, give me a carton of beer and I'll get you home.
Would you have a disclaimer as to how many accidents you'd had?
You know what? I never have had an accident with a pillion passenger before. So there you go.
Oh, it's not a lot to look forward to.
Podcast.
You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad tucker, though.
Just fall off the bone. That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
TikTok Tucker, we make food from TikTok.
Today we're going with something that is commercially available. It is a greens packet mix, Vegemite Choc Chunk brownies.
Is this a collaboration with the Greens people?
And Vegemite,
I know you've been in bed with the Greens for a long time. Is this a thing now?
I don't know. But what I do know is a lot of people have been making it on TikTok to see what they think, because we've got Vegemite smeared on chickens. You know, you can buy cooked chickens with Vegemite on it.
You know what? I just think Vegemite, just do what you do, okay?
But people,
don't go mucking around.
People put beetroot into brownies. You can, and avocado in brownies. But I think Vegemite might be nice because it's a salty hit.
But Vegemite is Vegemite. It's like Dicko. Remember Dicko? Dicko was on Australian Idol as a judge, and then remember he started branching out. He was suddenly on My Kitchen Rules, and then he was on something else, and then he was, just stick with being Dicko.
Well, I've got no Dicko in the brownies, if anyone's interested. So we have Vegemite Choc Chunk brownies before, and I've got paper towels on the top to cover what it looks like because I smeared it. I'm just going to wait to see if you like it. So I put the packet mix into the bowl. We added 2 eggs. We added 4 tablespoons of melted butter, mixed it up. Then we put it into the tray. And it was hard to smear because it's quite thick. You'll be surprised how nicely it's turned out, considering you saw how I put it into the thing. Here it goes. You ready?
Okay. Wow.
Look at that.
Well, it looks good.
It does look good. It looks, and look, the texture, I'm just looking at the side. It's moist on the inside, crunchy on the top, which is what you want from a brownie.
Yep.
Brendan, I'll take this one because I've put my fingers all over it, only because we're being filmed. If not, I'd have given you that one.
The proof is in the... Oh, jeez.
What have you done? It's your frozen shoulder kicked
Just
in.
gave out. The proof is in the eating.
And do you want Ryan to have one as well?
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh, thanks.
Vegemite Choc Chunk brownie.
Okay.
Go in.
Chin chin. Oh, yum.
No, it's too much Vegemite.
Oh, no, it's got too much Dicko in there. Yeah.
Why'd you say yum? I can taste the Vegemite.
At first yum?
No.
No.
Can you taste the Vegemite, Ryan?
Yeah, this is great.
Of course. You'd eat tile cement.
You know, if I didn't know it was Vegemite, I'd say it was just an unsweetened brownie. Knowing it's Vegemite, all I can taste is Vegemite.
Stick to what you know, Vegemite. Stay in your lane.
You hungry? Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad tucker, though.
Just fall off the bone. That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
I imagined it would be a slight twinge of Vegemite, but there's quite a substantial hit of Vegemite in there, isn't there?
Yeah. Yep.
I will finish it, but and probably all of them, but I don't know if I'd make it again.
It's foot, and that ended our collaboration with the Greens.
It's not the Greens. It's
the Greens
packet
people.
mix green.
The people that make that
the
stuff.
packet mix.
Okay.
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
I've done a turnaround. I like those brownies. I've eaten the whole thing, and I'm looking to see if there's any left out there with our production team because I want to have another one.
The Vegemite brownie.
And I thought at first all I could taste was the Vegemite, but I think that was psychological. I got other bits that didn't taste Vegemite.
Yeah.
It's a brownie that's not as sweet as some, so I kind of like it.
I concur with you. Will you concur with me about Married at First Sight last night?
Do I have to?
Harrison was up to it again. I don't know what's going on with Harrison, but we've got to talk about it because we just got to talk about it.
All right. Well, you play a song. I'll go and get some more brownies.
I'll put some Roxette on. You chow into a brownie. Heading for a top of 28 degrees.
Not Chris.
Jam Nation.
Married at First Sight. I watch it so you don't have to. You're not a fan.
Not all heroes wear capes, and I'm very grateful.
I'm obsessed with the methamphetamine of TV, which is Married at First Sight. I got to admit, though, when they do the retreat stuff, I kind of lose it a bit.
You like the group stuff where they all go at each other.
I do like the dinner party when the wine gets thrown and 100%
Do you ever see the meat?
gets thrown a lot. Yeah, they sort of eat the meat or the chicken.
Do they the options?
They look like the options. And they
Mostly it's drinking, though, isn't it?
Wine out of unfeasibly large glasses.
Well, they have to, so you can get access to throw it on someone.
The story about Harrison and Bronte. You know the story of Harrison Bronte. Harrison is so hot. Women ask for his number, but he says, no. I'll take your number for future reference, but please respect the sanctity of my marriage.
Everyone keeps saying how hot he is. He's not particularly hot.
He looks like he goes really red when he gets upset. He's like Johnny Flame from the Fantastic Four. Anyway, Bronte is not happy with where things are going. Bronte is not happy with the fact that he's taking girls' numbers.
Honestly, so you getting another girl's number is not breaking my trust. I chose to forgive you. I've supported you from day
bringing up the
one.
past.
Man, what are you doing bringing up the past? It was 3 weeks ago. Come on.
That's in terms of a Married at First Sight marriage, that's 10 years.
What is he, a housefly? Anyway, what Bronte wants, and I don't know.
What does she want?
What do you want in a relationship? What do you want?
Me?
Yes.
Well, commitment.
Yeah.
Support.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
You want to know where you're going in the future?
And that's exactly what Bronte wants. Bronte wants that. But do you think, have a listen to this, do you think she's being clear enough?
What do you want me to say? I don't know how many times I could have said it in 5 different languages to you that I'm in this relationship, that I wasn't going anywhere, that I'm willing to move to Sydney. How much more clear could I have been, Harrison?
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
That's the most direct sentence I've ever heard in maths. There wasn't 100%, there wasn't a literally. She just said it.
She's not being clear enough in 5 different languages. Well, let's put it to 5 different languages. What about in French?
Je suis dans cette relation. Je ne vais nulle part. Je suis prêt à déménager à Sydney.
What about Turkish?
Ben bu ilişki içindeyim. Hiçbir yere gitmiyorum. Sydney'e taşınmaya hazırım.
Chinese?
我在这段关系中
You're really going to go for 5?
我哪儿也不去。我愿意搬
What else
到
you got?
悉尼。
German?
Ich bin in dieser Beziehung. Ich gehe nirgendwo hin.
Right, you got one
ich
more.
bin
Russian.
bereit. Я в этих отношениях. Я никуда не поеду. Я готов переехать.
Is that clear enough for you, pal?
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
That's so Harrison.
I did like Claire, though. She put it very plainly.
Bro, shut the up, Harrison.
The band liked
Seriously,
it.
shut the up.
Did you get that, Harrison?
That's a wishy-washy flippant answer. I'm sorry.
Let's all say it. All right, let's get away from them.
I watch it so you don't have to.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation Podcast.
Sydney Royal Easter Show is coming to town. Every day we are giving away a family pass to the Easter Show.
Would you like to visit the Royal Easter Show? And also visit us at the Jonesy and Amanda Dodgems, our Dodgem cars. So we've got some passes if you'd like to go.
Do you want to go there? 13 WSFM is our number.
Do it now.
The Sydney Royal Easter Show, April 6 to 17. Pre-purchase your tickets and save at eastershow.com.au. Coming up next.
Well, I spoke yesterday about something I'd seen on a Brooke Shields platform about women doing the worry work, the mental load of running a home. And I had a very interesting email I'd like to read to you next.
Jam Nation.
I read something out yesterday that I found on the Brooke Shields platform, Beginning is Now, for women who are kind of entering their 3rd chapter of their lives, I think. And it said what the mental load of a woman can look like and how maybe we need to reevaluate it. But this is often what the mental load is. You should have just asked, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I don't know what needs to be done. I can do it if you give me a list. You never asked. And it says the mental load is the worry work. a term for the invisible labour involved in managing a household and a family that typically falls on a woman's shoulders. The mental load is about being the one in charge of having the never-ending list of to-do items, remembering what needs to be done, delegating. Therein is an exhaustion and a burnout that comes with that. A couple of the comments that were on the back of this, I appreciate when my husband says I'll cook dinner, but the next question is, what are we having? So you have to still do the thinking, the shopping, the planning, etc. Another comment that I found very interesting was someone saying, do we do this to ourselves as women? Because we say it's just easier if I do it. She says we set this up for ourselves at the beginning because in the beginning we want to be easygoing. Easygoing is an asset. Getting life done was behind the scenes. You didn't want to look troublesome, difficult, fussy, naggy. Now as a couple, it's interwoven. This toxic cycle starts and becomes tragic. So sometimes it's woven into our relationships and it's hard to break free. I've got this email from Samantha, who emailed us yesterday saying, it really hit home for me when you spoke about writing the list and it brought me to tears. I'm a 52-year-old woman. I work full-time. I volunteer 2 weekends a month for a charity that supports Australian farmers. I've got 3 boys, 18, 20 and 22, all living at home. My husband's always saying, write a list of the jobs you need doing. But even to start the list is so overwhelming as there's so much that needs to be done. I suffer from arthritis, which I've had since the age of 2. I've got 2 titanium knees and the hips won't be far off. I'd love to host a dinner party, but I'm too embarrassed to have people over when there's so much that needs to be done around the house and I'm physically unable to complete the jobs. I wanted to say thank you for acknowledging the importance and need for more support for women in our own homes. But it's interesting because we'd have to sometimes lower our standards and let other people do things for us. Hey, boys, put your washing away, even though it sits on a stair for a week. Hey, can you go shopping, even though you don't get all the quality of the ingredients I really want? We have set this toxic situation often up for ourselves, and now it's really hard to break free. So as we said yesterday, if you see something, guys, that needs doing, please do it. Don't wait for the list because as Samantha says here, even writing the list can feel overwhelming.
Well, so men don't like lists. As soon as you get a list of stuff.
That's right. Men don't like being given a list.
No.
But without a list, nothing gets done.
Well, it depends. Like at my house, it gets all done. But, you know, I've got a different relationship.
Because you're a doer.
I get a lot of stuff done.
You're proactive.
But I've got ADD as well. So I see something, there's a loose problem with me, with my house. I'll walk along, I'll see like a light bulb's out, right? Fix that. So I'm on the way fixing the light bulb, I notice the stairs a little bit loose. Okay, I'll fix that.
But
so I'm doing about 50 jobs at once.
They're the jobs that in the old terms are boy jobs, in the old terms.
But then I'll be cooking tea.
You do cook tea.
I do the shopping and do all that stuff. So, you know, Helen does the washing. And like we've got a good relationship in that way. She does the washing and stuff like that. I'm not allowed to go near the washing machine because...
And you don't like her coming to the kitchen when you're cooking?
No, she doesn't choose to come into the kitchen. The only trouble we have is the dishwasher.
But you're a different
we've
kind
gone down that path many times.
That's a different kind of relationship. Yeah. I think you would find that 80% of families, the woman carries the burden of this stuff.
Sure.
And maybe it is our own fault. At some point we need to drop our standards, unpick the toxicity of this situation and put up with things not being perfect and let it just roll.
See, my wife said she dropped her standards when she married me. So where does that put us?
Where does that put us? Very interesting. And thank you for your email, Samantha.
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
I know there's a lot going on at the moment, but you should know about this. There was, of course, the Piddler on the roof. Remember that?
Oh, that's right. What did he do? He just wee on people's roofs, just one roof in particular?
No, just wee from the roof, not on the roof.
Not from the ground.
No, that's quite the stream.
Mar, the rains are here.
As a 55-year-old man, I've got to appreciate that stream. That's pretty good. Then there was the poo jogger.
Yeah, there have been a variety of those.
Now, make way for the serial spewer. Apparently the SS, as I like to call him, lives in a Redfern block of flats.
How do you know it's a him?
He's been sighted.
Okay.
He's done this several times from a balcony high above other residents.
Oh, no, so he spews off a balcony.
Yep, ruining outdoor plants and washing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is he just ill or is he deliberately trying to spew on people's things?
The SS has even been cited throwing a bucket of it from his balcony.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's willful.
It's not. You didn't see this in Shakespeare. You
No.
didn't see this in Hamlet, did you?
No, you didn't
No,
see
Romeo and Juliet. Sorry.
or Rumple. What's the one with the hair that comes down?
Oh, that was a Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Let down your hair.
Let down your spew.
So it is
What's
a premeditated.
going on? It's something's going
Well,
on.
I thought maybe it was an adverse reaction to vertigo, but no. If he's putting it in a bucket and throwing it out.
Yeah, then that's something else.
A note has been put up in the foyer next to all the other notes for dog walking and white goods for sale. Do you want me to read it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Attention, SS, serial spear. I've put that
Well,
in
they
there.
obviously know who it is.
Yeah. Maybe we should all send our balcony cleaning bills to you. From the street, we can see where the vomit starts from, so we can easily work out which unit is responsible. So don't think you're somehow anonymous. Just stop it.
How can there not be higher authorities involved? If my washing got covered in someone's willful spew, I could barely tolerate it when my own children did it.
Exactly.
Oh, that just,
There's a million stories in this naked city.
That's a terrible one.
Jam Nation Podcast.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
Would you like to win $20,000? Cash, just for being our favourite ghoulie of the year? Of course you would. This is thanks to Heron Forbes Machinery House. Download the iHeartRadio app, go to wsfm.com.au, press the microphone, record your ghoulie.
What have we got?
What gets my ghoulies is when people go to the supermarket and they walk past the grapes and they pick them off and they eat them and don't buy the bag. I mean, seriously. Like, what? So you're just allowed to walk past any fresh fruit now and vegetables and just take a bite and that's it? You've got to be dreaming.
Brendan Jones, that's you.
No.
That is you. You've boasted about it. And you said you'd give your child, was it a big mushroom to eat as they walked around? Special treats at the Jonesy house. Going from isle to isle, eating a big free mushroom.
I just like the comedic value of it because there would be Dom, little cute
And
Dominic.
there's some mushroom grower not getting the money.
He could almost dance underneath. It was so big. Someone got stuck at me the other day for doing a bit of grazing. I said, come on.
Oh, did they say something to
Yeah,
you?
it was just a leg of a barbecue chicken. What's the matter with
I found it in a trolley.
What else have we got?
My ghoulie is people not pushing a button at pedestrian crossings. When you get to a set of lights and there's a big group of people, you'd think any one of these brainless morons have pushed the button. But no, the lights change and then we don't get to go. Push the bloody button.
You know, it can go the other way too. Whereas if I'm standing, I walk up to the pedestrian light, I press it, and everyone who's already standing there looks at me like, do you think we're morons?
Yeah.
So it's a real etiquette issue.
You could get like a Cleaver Green situation. Remember that in Rake? What
happened?
Cleaver Green is in the city. He presses the button, then a guy comes up behind him and presses the button.
Got a special technique, do you, mate? I beg your pardon? Well, you clearly saw me push the button 3 times, but you pushed it twice more, so, Just wondering, is there something I don't understand about the way pedestrian crossings function?
And then they had fisticuffs on the ground.
It's all fraud. It's all fraud. Everyone's living on a hair trigger.
Record your ghoulie today. It is 3 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins a double pass to see Rod Stewart, the hits at A Day on the Green, Barrel, April 2, special guest Cyndi Lauper and John Stevens.
Have you seen John Stevens' arms lately? He must be working out because I saw him on the weekend. His arms are massive.
I was desperate to see this show, but because of my hip replacement, I can't, and I'm Devo.
You're going to miss out on his arms.
I'd booked tickets and everything. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
You also get the Jonesy and Amanda tea towel and 18th birthday key ring.
Now, yesterday, thousands and thousands of people had a really bad afternoon. The train communications were down, only for an hour, but it crippled the entire Sydney train network for hours and hours into the wee hours of the morning. We checked in with everyone, and heard stories about how awful it was. The Tribal Drum was beating for tales of public transport.
Attention all passengers, piss off. Thank you for your cooperation.
How did you cope yesterday? Here's Jody from Kellyville Ridge.
I wandered up to my regular bus at the corner of Clarence and King, the 616X that heads out to Kellyville Ridge, and I had absolutely no idea there was a problem. So I actually got the second last seat in the bus. I thought, geez, this bus is pretty crowded. But when we pulled up at Wynyard, There was a massive surge onto the bus. The driver was screaming at people to stop and get off, and he couldn't take the people, and it turned into a sardine can. We got onto the M2 and there was some sort of incident. It was the most horrifically aggressive drive home. No doubt the driver was off his tree with the pressure of what was going on, but I've got to tell you, he hit the brakes and 5 bodies, I'm not joking, flew through the air. One lady fell in front of me and slammed her head clear into the floor. And I saw the greatest kindness and generosity of people around, getting up, moving around, making sure all of her belongings were given back to her, making sure that she was okay, providing her a seat. And then the lady, in great Australian tradition, said, "Oh, and people said that adults can't make friends." So, it was absolutely dreadful.
And in the heat?
People were telling me that they were 83 minutes waiting for that bus.
Wow. We've got the Premier on tomorrow. This isn't a good time to have a meltdown.
Dom, do you want to talk about your brother or do you want to talk about the traffic?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Between a rock and a hard place.
It's just another day on the streets of the Harbour City.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Ugly Phil, of course, is up next. We're back tonight with Jam Nation. We'll see you at 6. Guess what's happening tonight?
What's happening tonight?
Our 18th birthday party is happening tonight. Someone in that room is going to win a car. Miguel Maestre is cooking a paella. Richard Clapton's performing. If you're coming along, we can't wait to see you.
I noticed you were wearing your drinking boots.
No, these are my practice ones. I'll change them for my professional ones.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tear, baby dear, from your eye.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One swallow, ching, cheerio, ching, ching, goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.